What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about uh, a tool that you could be using to find great real estate content that you can share that effectively positions you as a real estate expert. So before I get started, I want to remind you, if you want to be able to catch all of our real estate marketing tips that we share, be sure to click that follow or subscribe button around this video, like our page, etc., so that you're catching everything that we put out. And yeah, so there we go. So my name is Zach Hammer. I specialize in helping real estate professionals generate and convert real estate leads with my company, Real Estate Growth Hackers. And like I said, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to find great real estate content that you could share with your audience that effectively positions you as a real estate expert. So let's dive into it. So first, what is this all about? So while real estate content shouldn't be the only thing that you talk about as a real estate agent, you should be talking about things that people actually care about right now, even if they're not in the marketing, in the market for a real estate transaction. So even though that you should be talking about other things like what's going on in your local area, local events, things that you care about that just anybody living there would enjoy, you do need to talk enough about real estate so that you aren't perceived as a secret agent, right? Where people don't actually know that you're a practicing real estate professional. So you need to talk about real estate content enough that people know that you are an expert, that you are a real estate professional. But you don't want to inundate them with only that content, because most of the time is that they don't care all that much. But what do they care about? That's what we're going to talk about today, and we're going to talk about how you can find it and what you can do with it. So let's go ahead and dive into that. So what is the right kind of content that you can talk about real estate that paints you as an expert, but also people actually care about? Well, the right kind of content to talk about is current trends and news that impacts people's real estate buying or selling decisions, okay? So things that actually give somebody a change or a thought process that will impact what they're up to. Okay, so why is this important? So general info and market updates, they just don't get paid attention to, right? Like like just general tips, that kind of stuff, they're not paid attention to nearly as much as current, relevant, right now information that may be impacting decisions in the next few days, few weeks, few months, few years, etc. So if you could tie things back to what is currently relevant, what is currently useful, that's the kind of content that we're looking for. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you, and we will dive into the tool that I'm going to be talking about. Give me just a second, getting that screen going. Here we go, and awesome. Now I got it pulled up. Okay, so here we are. The tool is Google News, right? So if you used it before, it's a pretty cool tool. Maybe you haven't used it in this way. So Google News is really useful for finding kind of a collected curation of lots of different news going on in your area, or just in the world in general. But using Google News, what we can do, we can run a search for your area. So in this case, I'm running it with Las Vegas. And then the keyword real estate in there. And we put them in quotes so that Google is definitely grabbing those terms together. And then I have mine set here to the past week right here. Okay, so you click this down arrow, you click past week. And what that'll do is that makes sure that I'm grabbing information that has been shared in the last week, as opposed to just shared overall. And that'll make sure that I'm sharing recent, relevant information. Okay. So to get here, by the way, you go to news.google.com. That'll bring you up to here where you can find these. Now, what you're doing is you're looking through these articles, and you want to look for two types of topics. You want to look for events that may be impacting the real estate world, and you want to be looking for trends that are impacting the real estate world. And I think I got my son awake behind me. Give me just a second. All right, we should be getting that dealt with pretty quick here. Okay, so you're looking for events that are current and impacting things right now. So some good examples here. We have home sales continue in Las Vegas despite pandemic. This would be a really good article to talk about if you wanted to really address current situation of COVID and how that's impacting the real estate world. So what you would then do is you could pop in here. So I just pulled this article up, and we'll give it a second to load. But you would pop in here. That's going to take you to the actual news article. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're actually going to read this, right? You're going to read it. You're going to watch it. Maybe sometimes there's videos on here, and you're going to synthesize it. Okay, you're going to actually take it in and learn and understand the point that they are making. Okay, so this one has a video as well as a bit of an article. So you're going to understand the point that they're making. And then what you're going to do is you're going to draw your own conclusions. You're going to take your, put your own perspective into it. And that's going to be the basis of your content. So after you have this article ready, in terms of finding something that you want to talk about that is relevant, then what you're going to do is you're going to create something of your own. You're either going to create a video where you basically, you have the article and you sort of talk through your main points. You talk through the ideas that you find are relevant, that you think people should know about, or you're going to write a small article or maybe a small summary that has, kind of your drawn conclusions about that article or about that story. Now, the key thing in there is that when you're talking about it, you don't want to just repeat the same points. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're giving people actionable information. You want to be telling them things that can move them from point A to point B, to give them the information that they need to make a decision, as opposed to just sharing facts and figures, right? You want to share facts and figures, but you want to help them to know what that does for sake of decisions. Okay, that's the key thing that you always want to do with this information. If you're not giving somebody something actionable to do, they're going to feel like they wasted their time. Okay, but if you give them something actionable to do, now they are familiar with why watching your content is helping to influence their life in a positive way. So there you go. That is the process there. Once you have your piece of content done, either your video or your written article, you can then take that and you could share that out on social media. You can share that via email. It works really well in like a digest where you maybe put it together with some of the other content that you've created that week as like a grouping of content. That's a strategy that I like to do to make email marketing easier for real estate agents. But it can be a nugget of content that you can then use in the rest of your marketing. So now what you do? Well, go out and do this process. Like run this process for yourself. Go take a look at Google News, right? Do a search for real estate and your area. Find good, relevant articles that are useful for you in your area to talk about trends that matter to you and that you think will impact your potential clients. Okay, read the article, synthesize it, draw your own conclusions, then make some sort of content, either a small summary, a written summary, or a quick video that talks about the conclusions that you're drawing from that trend or that event. And then from there, take that, share that out on social media, share it via email, share it wherever you have the ability to get the message out to people, and then do that week after week. And that's how you start to build up your real estate authority in your market. So there you go. That's the process for you. If you guys have any questions about the topics that we covered in this video, or anything real estate marketing related, feel free to drop your questions down in the comments below or shoot me a message with any questions that you may have. Also, as a quick reminder, if you want to make sure to never miss these real estate marketing tips and tricks, make sure that you click subscribe or click to follow our page so that you get all of these updates as they come out. And thanks for watching. I hope this was useful for you, and we'll catch you on the next one.